like One Piece is also notorious because like they include like actual people who could be considered trans,
Hmm.
but then you have like someone pushing that shit on Yamato from the Wano arc. Like it's not even true.
Right.
Like like Oda literally came out and said they just admire Odin so much that they pretty much want to be him.
Indeed.
Well, yeah, One Piece is an anime the left always jumps to because like it's a very easy anime to try and be like, oh, anime was always woke, oh, anime was always leftist, this, that, and the other. It's like, nah, dude, everything in One Piece is in universe politics. That's not what we mean when we say
Right.
get politics out of anime or get politics out of our hobbies or whatnot. Like, can you find stuff that's left leaning about One Piece? Absolutely. Can you also find stuff that's right leaning about One Piece? Also, yeah, absolutely. In fact, I would argue One Piece is far more right wing than left wing, but I don't make a case for either way because it's anime. It's not fucking real. It's not using real world politics. It's using
Right.
in universe politics
It's
that are just
diegetic to the
universal human truths.
right. Yeah,
I
it's
think like
diegetically
I think
based
the idea of
in the
actually
narrative.
like because like the world government is very much like fucking uh I don't want to use the word authoritarian, but like they're incompetent.
No, it is.
It
The
is.
world government's 100% authoritarian. But the
Yeah.
thing
Well,
about it is,
yeah,
like, the idea
I
of
don't want to like
authoritarian
fucking do
government.
this whole shit like Hassan does though, and like make it out
Right,
to
no,
be
but here's the deal, authoritarian has a meaning to it, and there are stories out there. The Empire in Star Wars is an authoritarian government. That doesn't
yeah.
allegory to modern day stuff. You've
Right.
had authoritarian governments go back as long as humans have existed. Egypt had an authoritarian government. At one point, the ancient Greeks had an authoritarian government. That's actually they had a matriarch, if prior a matriarchy prior to the rise of democracy in ancient Greece. The Roman Empire. Empires in the name,
Right.
authoritarian government. I mean, so just because something is like authoritarian by definition doesn't mean it's fits into the modern day left right paradigm of the
I'm
U.S.
bringing this up because I think that like inherently like the ability to overthrow one's government is like a right leaning thing. Like I feel like fucking the left is trying to push it so we can't
Right.
over they want more government control.
Well, authoritarianism operates under many banners. Authoritarianism in and of itself, regardless what label it's under, using to push its motives forward. If it is subjugative and exploitative and things like that, those are the things that are kind of the hallmarks of an authoritarian uh, form of rule, more so than anything else. Because degrees of freedom and liberties and things like that that we're supposed to have here. You can argue that currently we are in the midst through things like the payment processors and all this kind of stuff. I always talk about corporatist-driven globalism that looks to circumvent regional governance through economics. And if you can make everything operate through a centralized digital currency, then we will effectively have a one world government, even if it doesn't
Hmm.
call itself that.
Entirely correct. A technocracy can still be an authoritarian government, and like, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, but by the way, overthrowing an authoritarian government is another thing that's not right or left in terms because again, the idea of the left and the right in this paradigm like it's a concept that even in the modern day only really exists in America. Take a look at Japan, for example. Guess what they call their right-leaning party? Do either of you know the name of the right-leaning party
I
in
can't say I do.
I cannot say off the
the
top of my
Liberal
head.
Democratic Party?
Ah, there we go.
Now,
See?
you hear the words liberal Democrat Party, you immediately assume left wing if you're
Right.
American, but no, that's their right wing. Why? Because what does liberal mean? Well, liberal actually means to be free. What does
Right.
Democrat mean? Oh, democratically voted on. And in their mind, and this is also how it works in a lot of European countries, the liberal Democrat parties are the right wingers because liberalism means to be free, the core
Right.
definition of its base of its definition. So yeah, I don't think that you can assign left right paradigms to anything in one piece because it just pulls from again like all great stories the hero's journey.
Hmm.
It pulls from universal human truths about human political regimes regardless of our modern day interpretations of political stuff. So yeah.
Indeed. Well, should we get into the video that you wanted to review about this, Jester?
Yeah, so
All right,
I
let me
think I'm sharing
take
it,
us over
right?
here then. Yep.
Yeah, okay. All right, this is from the Trash Taste podcast, the one that had Hasan on. It's like a segment from the One Piece discussion.
Have you seen or read JoJo?
I watched the JoJo ones up to the last one on Netflix.
Part
so
6, yeah.
I guess
Yeah.
part 6, like Florida
Damn,
prison.
you're deep.
Yeah.
I saw some of the Florida prison one. I haven't finished it yet though.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
Do you fuck with it?
yeah, no, I love
Yeah.
JoJo.
Yeah.
It's weird as fuck. I have a bad take according to Connor. I tell people not to watch part 1.
Yeah, that's a
No, you don't do that.
that's a bad take.
What?
So that's a horrible take.
I
I'm a
never
huge-
watched
I'm
JoJo
a-
yet.
And I've been on my downtime. I've been playing the most recent JoJo's Bizarre Adventure video game between other games. I'm a huge JoJo fan, and I think that is a very shit take.
I just like I mean, I don't watch it because like the animation isn't really for me. I think it's a bit like I like the like I would say it's like the generic anime style, like how a lot of anime are, not this like because JoJo's animation is a lot different than the average anime.
Character design is a lot different. Animation is how stuff moves.
No,
Character
sorry, yeah. The general
JoJo
looks
has
of
very,
everyone.
very good animation. I get why the character design and art direction aren't necessarily for people.
Yeah, I'll have to
Yeah.
get you in contact with Honey Badger. He's a huge JoJo fan as well, Leon.
Yeah, JoJo's great. And the idea that every single season it changes genre. Every single season it like first season's a Victorian vampire genre based story. Second season's an Indiana Jones or the Mummy style American action adventure story. Third season is like a monster of the week Pokemon style battle shonen. The fourth season is a slice of life that halfway through turns into a murder mystery. Fifth season is a mob story. Like JoJo's a brilliant anime. I fucking love JoJo. Some parts are better than others,
How
but
do
yeah,
they tie all those themes in together? That's a bit
because
weird.
the whole reason it's called JoJo's Bizarre Adventure is it's about the JoJo family, and every season is a new a either son or grandson of the previous protagonist. So it starts in like the 1800s.
So
and
this
by-
that's
and
in,
by part
I
six,
gotta say
we're in,
that's
like,
interesting.
2010.
That
What
is
was that?
really interesting to me. Like the idea that the show literally goes over 100 or 200 years of, like fucking history, with like each season being like what how, like does it go over their entire life each season, or is it like
It depends. So like the first season takes place in like the Victorian era. Second season, which would be like in England, which is like what, like the 1800s or something like that. The second season jumps.
I think is
uh,
1700s.
Okay, yeah, okay. So yeah, so maybe late 1700s, and then second season is the early like late 20s, early 1930s. Third season jumps to the 80s. Fourth season's the 90s. Fifth season's the mid 2000s, like 2005. So yeah, it sometimes it skips generations, but yeah, it follows this family through just this family. It's their bizarre adventures. They're cursed with going on these weird adventures, having powers, whatnot. And it's just how the different generations use it to do different shit. It's a very, very interesting show. I get why a lot of people think it's weird, but man, I highly recommend the story and characters and whatnot of JoJo are fantastic.
Well,
Also, I remember seeing a clip from this podcast where like they fucking feel weird about some fucking model one of them bought because it's the character from what is it, Dragon Maid, the fucking little girl dragon shit.
Yeah, it was Giguk, the dark skinned dude on the left, on the right hand side of the table. The dude on the left of the right hand side is the one. I'm not particularly a fan of any of these guys. I used to be quite a fan of all of them until they really stopped focusing on anime as content and just more became just general like Japan YouTubers in general, and also had some
What
shit.
they do
It's
like
freaking
fucking
fun, you know?
shit. They do like politics and stuff in Japan or what?
No. It's just like their content's become less about anime and more just about like Japanese culture in general and lifestyle stuff. And like it's not bad content by any means, but it's just they all got their start doing anime and the anime scene on YouTube and whatnot, and they just branched out beyond that. And so it's just not not my sort of stuff, not my sort of content anymore. And then they did this whole fiasco, bringing on Hasan Piker. I covered this in a video, and the video did very well, and people got very upset in the comments, or other people really liked it. It was a very divisive video.
I figure Hasan's very divisive in nature.
Yeah.
We don't skip parts there. We don't
I'm
skip
just
parts
saying, I'll tell people like it's a little. I mean, it's very different than the
Yeah,
show.
different.
Yeah.
It's like a different show that they made for some reason. Obviously, there's backbone there, you know, like the Podonuttafu and you know, the Speedwagon, or not Podonuttafu, but the Speedwagon, and you know, everyone else, like the whole family lineage is established there. But like other than that, it's like a different anime.
Yeah, but it's nice. You get like rewarded for watching. And I feel like you can appreciate the show more. For wildly changing it up, but then also having little crumbs that kind of like reward you.
Yeah, especially when you
the
get to like the
biggest
later parts, like 7 and 8, where it actually they start to call back to stuff in part 1. It's like, oh, okay, it's
If I was
worth
watching
it.
part 6, you know, and they're doing all this weird fucking shit that makes no sense already because they don't explain stands ever.
Yeah.
Because like, why would they? Because you've watched part 3.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, and then we're gonna get the stand to the Speedwagon Foundation.
I'm trying to wait until they get to the One Piece discussion. I didn't realize that they spend the first like minute not really
It's like,
discussing
what does any
it.
of these words mean?
Yeah, no,
you
it-
have to watch.
That's what I mean, though. Like, you just establish him as a character, and like, but then after that, it's
Nothing.
like it just drops you into this world where, like, oh, the fighting sequences changed completely. Like, that's cool, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like it because it's like, even though part 1 is my least favorite part, it's kind of like a timestamp of the era that it was made in, right? You know, it's very reminiscent of the OG 80s action movies.
Yep.
Everyone's like overly buff and everyone's like a Giga Chad.
I love
Yeah.
that.
I gotta say they're drinking like gamer subs cups, but they have no gamer subs in it. But like that's such a like if you're like I'm sure they have like some deal with them, but like I would drink of it the actual gamer subs, you know.
Maybe they did at one point in time, and they just use the container because they have it. I mean, I still have my flask from, you know, my doctor office days.
I'm not really commenting on this because I don't know JoJo that much. I'm waiting for when they actually get into the One Piece discussion. But Leon, since I think you're the guy who knows the most about it, if you have anything to say, let me know.
So yeah, so far not really. There's covering pretty general correct things about the show.
They're
All
just
right.
milling about
Only
it.
we get less Giga Chad over.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it though. I like that they're all evolving.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
whereas-
which one's your favorite part?
Ooh.
My favorite is Cujo, so I probably like
Part 6?
Is that part 6?
Well, oh no, sorry, Cujo.
Cujo's
Well,
a solid name.
Jojo
yeah.
Cujo,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Jotaro's
Oh,
part
Cujo,
3.
Cujo.
yeah. So like
okay, yeah.
Kira
Yeah.
and all of that.
That's part 4.
Part 4?
Yeah.
Well, Jotaro is in part 4 as well.
Dude, this is just like, did you watch the anime? Like, what the fuck?
To be fair, like it's there is a lot. I can't even argue if we're getting confusing because I just fucked up as well. I said Kudo is part 4. Shit, no, he's part 3. He's in part 4 as well. Is part 3. Part 4 is my favorite part though.
Well, I would assume that with it being, you know, a generational story, that you see different.
Yeah.
characters
So
kind of
like for
at different
example,
stages.
the main JoJo in part 2, you know, he's like a young Indiana Jones type in his 20s. You jump to part 3, which takes place in the 80s, whereas the part 2 takes place in the 1920s. He's still there. It is an old man. You know, he's old man Joestar now, and it's about his nephew is like the new, you know, leading Joestar. So yeah, you do see them throughout, like older versions come back and stuff like that.
You know, I gotta say something about Indiana Jones though. To a bit of a sidetrack, but I don't really care. I wish they did. I wish they didn't kill off like the. I mean, they could have gotten a new actor, but I think his name is Shia LaBeouf. Like, I wish they continued the idea of having a new like Indian. Well, I forget what his name
Everyone
is,
hated
but
that movie when it came out, and everyone hated him. So they just say,
Well, no,
I agree with you, but.
I feel like they could change the actor, but like I feel like the idea of following the son of Indiana Jones would be much better than what we got in episode 5.
Yeah, number 5 is my least favorite movie.
I don't know what you're talking about. There's just a trilogy of Indiana Jones movies. What is this?
Well, did you guys see they're
What are you
launching
on
the
about?
Mummy? A new Mummy movie?
There
They're completely retconning the third movie.
That's fine with me. I just want to see Brendan Fraser get paid. Dude's a good guy. He got fucked by Hollywood. I want to see him make a comeback. So
He lost a lot of weight,
I'm
which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'll reserve my judgment on
Josuke,
that.
right, with the palm.
Say again, sorry.
I say I'll reserve my judgment on the Mummy because I think Brendan Fraser, he kind of got a raw deal in some degree for a number of years, so it's nice to see him getting at least another bite at the apple. And if it has
He's
to be,
really old, like, isn't he? Like, is he in his like 60s? I want to say, or 50s, maybe.
Probably I'd say 50s because I think he was in his 20s back in the 90s for Encino Man and all.
Yeah, I'd say 50 is probably about right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
part
Oh
three.
no, not Josuke. No, with the hat.
Jotaro.
Yeah,
that's part
Jotaro
three.
Gojo.
He's in part 3, 4,
And
Yeah.
6.
and 6.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you just like him as a
I just
character.
like him. He's my favorite. character.
He is the most popular.
Yeah.
Okay, that
After-
makes sense.
But I think in Japan, Dio is the most popular character.
It wouldn't be Hasan if he didn't choose the most popular character to like.
To be fair, I do believe Hasan watches anime. I just don't believe that he's an
Well,
actual.
no,
anime fan.
I'm not disagreeing that he watches it, but like I'm just saying, like I feel like he's choosing the safe options. Like he chose the fucking as far as these guys know, like the most popular character internationally versus what's popular in Japan.
Right.
Actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
they love
he's
Dio.
probably like the biggest recurring character outside of.
Yeah, he turns up in
Jotaro.
everything.
Japan loves
Yeah.
the bad boys, man.
Yeah, they do. They do.
That's surprising.
Because he's like super charismatic and crazy.
He's like
What?
psychotic.
Yeah.
Japan loves psychotic characters.
What, like, why would you root for the bad guy? That makes no sense.
What? No, because he's epic. I love him.
What the fuck?
He's great. He's just
That's
got a
odd.
stage presence, and the Japanese voices are so goddamn good.
More often than not, you're the bad guy, and you want everybody to root for you. So,
Yeah, there's probably some projection going on. I agree.
right?
I gotta say, I do like I guess anti-hero characters. Like, I did like how what's it called? And did like I mean I don't like how he died, but like at the end of Attack on Titan, how he decided to become the villain to like wipe out like the idea of ever completely wiping out the race of whoever. I think they're called Eldarians or some shit like that.
I wasn't a fan of Attack on Titan myself.
Yeah.
I know Aaron became a genocidal dictator, basically. I'll be back in just 1 sec. I gotta turn my heat on. It's freezing in my house.
No
Give me like
worries. No worries.
5 seconds.
Yeah,
All right,
no worries.
let's continue. I mean, do you want to wait or?
I mean, I think they're still just doing general.
Good as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah, if they're just covering
Not saying
JoJo, I'd
anything
rather
of substance.
continue.
Yeah.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I think it's just because he is, Japan being like a very, let's say, a very quiet society. They love someone who's like more eccentric,
People
shows
who we'd
themselves
be
more.
like, that's dumb. We'd
Yeah.
be like, that's fucking annoying. Like, you know what my first experience with JoJo was? It was the fucking Steam sale edits where they would. Have you seen these? When they would
Oh,
do like,
yeah,
there was
yeah.
like they would have these meme edits where it was like a Steam. When Steam sale was a big meme. 'Cause
Yeah.
obviously it's always
I remember seeing a few of these. Those are pretty funny.
everything's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
And they would do like the final fight in part 3.
Yeah.
With Dio versus Jotaro. And it would just be like, because he screams Muda so many times.
Yeah.
and they're just like throwing more Steam sale memes at like another sale,
yeah.
another
Yeah,
sale.
yeah.
That's the first time you ever saw JoJo?
This is the first time I
was
ever
a meme.
interaction. It's a meme. And I just didn't understand.
That's how Connor discovers most things.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, because it was
Through
like,
memes.
I was like, what the fuck is this? And then there's this dude screaming, and Jotaro is like the wallet, and Dio is like the money. Like the guy like Steam's taking the money.
I have no idea how I got into JoJo.
Yeah, how did you?
I don't know. I literally have no, because it's like one of those things where it's so popular and it has
Yeah.
like an annoying fan base.
Super
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
So then like kind of like One Piece, as a matter of fact, I would say.
Is that how you?
Dude, how far are we in? We're 4 minutes in, and they're only just now referencing One Piece.
I mean, what's the title of the video?
I think One Piece is the most political anime ever made. So, like, I feel like they should have been talking One Piece much more than that.
Well, maybe they wanted to highlight that they had Hasan there. And
No,
Is that
I
against
mean,
anime? You just
how long is the
like, you
clip
get-
go?
I get-
You gotta play that YouTube algorithm. You gotta do the lead up. You know, if
that's
it's
right.
so, yeah. If this is a clip, you need to lengthen out your video to get people to click on it. Watch time is important to the algorithm.
I mean, I've heard from people that all you really need is 8 or 10 minutes, and then well, that was a long time ago that I heard this. That was when they weren't pushing shorts anymore. You actually could find shit on YouTube.
Yeah,
This is
I operate on the rule of 10-minute minimum.
I mean,
yeah.
it's been a long ass time since I've made just about anything. But Leon, I don't know if you know about my computer saga, but it's finally come to an end. I have the new PC here.
That is such a small PC too.
It is, but it's got 32 gigs of RAM on it, and it will be enough to actually do editing and run the pirate cable station on my Discord and all that kind of stuff. So it's what I need. May not be necessarily what I want, but it's what I need right now, especially since this laptop has been dying over the course of the last year, and you can probably still subtly hear the fan in the background. That is my laptop that is making that noise. So I do apologize, everyone. But it'll be done next week.
Please to watch it.
Oops, I forgot that holding it fast forwards it.
No. I don't think JoJo was like, you have to watch this. But it just, I don't know.
Well,
Yeah, because JoJo fans have the reputation of being the annoying fan base.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
never being
Yeah.
able to shut up about the show.
Yeah.
Which is totally true, by the way.
It's
But
very
that's
true.
like every, I feel like that's every anime fan base.
One Piece love to pretend they're not like that, but One Piece fans are
Oh
like,
my god,
like
One Piece
the
is
worst.
way worse. I promise you, as someone who watched JoJo and is currently watching One Piece,
Yeah.
One Piece was way worse with respect to how much they were like, bro, you have to watch One Piece. And it's like a biblical text.
I can say one of my brothers is very much like that, where he bleeds One Piece. It's I guess his favorite anime. It's we in a group chat get into arguments about oh, I think Bleach is better than One Piece, to be honest.
Not even close. Here's the dealio. I get One Piece does have an annoying fan base. It does. People evangelize One Piece. Here's why. They should. One Piece, if it was not a manga, if it was a series of novels, and in 100 years, there will be college courses teaching One Piece the way they teach Tolkien. It is literally it is the most well written story.
But would we really want that? Because I heard from a nerd rod once.
The 21st century.
Well, I heard from a Neurotic video, right, that they're actually teaching anti-Tolkien, meaning that
you're missing the point. That you get the political.
No, I get your point, but I was like, do we really want them to teach One Piece 100 years from now, where they could be anti it?
That's neither here nor there. The point is, the way that Tolkien is revered as the greatest author of the 20th century of fiction. One Piece will be looked at as that for the 21st century. It is a generational piece of writing. It is, and One Piece isn't even my favorite anime. I'm being biased here. One Piece maybe cracks my top 10. It might not even crack my top 10. But in terms of just being objective, it is the best written. One of the best written just stories in general of the 21st century, and certainly the most well written, long running anime of the 21st century. The amount of character development and world building and lore, and I mean we're talking, we're not quite Warhammer 40k levels of deep, but certainly Tolkien levels of deep. Absolutely. So One Piece of fans have earned every right to be annoying.
Well, I argue that I think Bleach is better mostly because of I think Ichigo's goal is much better than fucking One Piece, because I like the idea that it's just a humble goal that you want to protect your family and friends, but then you get dragged into worse and worse situations that could mean the end of the world. It's just I mean, as I'm the oldest of my family in terms of me and my brothers, I would like to think I would want to protect my brothers the same way that Ichigo does.
I don't think anybody's gonna you can like whatever you want to like, but as someone who's seen both and just looking at the pure objective quality of the writing, Bleach is not as well written as One Piece. It's not. The characters aren't as well written. The lore isn't as fleshed out. The world building isn't there. Bleach has a lot of
Okay,
Deus Ex
I don't agree with the world building. Maybe the writing's worse, but like the world building of like the different power systems and stuff is very interesting to me. The Espada, the
yeah, you
Ron
see anything
cars.
interesting. That's interesting is fine, but when you're talking about a world, when you're talking about world building, it's not about what is interesting. It's about how expansive and fleshed out and just the quality of how the mechanics of the world all work together. So like, within One Piece, you've got like roughly 4 different governmental factions that are all written out as I mean they could exist within the real world. You've got tiers to the military systems. You've got I mean every single main pirate organization or whatnot has textbooks worth of history to them. You've got the it's not really magic, but we'll for
But these,
simplicity.
well, one second. To bring up the pirate, like the pirate lore of each crew, is this like out of the show? Because I haven't read One Piece yet. I know it's gonna be a daunting task to buy all the books because like there's I want like I don't know how many of them there are, but there gotta be hundreds. But
I think there's like 1,000 or more.
Well,
no,
there's
that's
over 1,000
volumes.
episodes.
Yeah.
There's over
Or
1,100
no,
episodes. But in
that's
terms of the actual,
chapters.
yeah, usually one volume of manga will have like 3 to 5 worths of anime episode material in it. So I think there's like 100 something. I think you're right. I'll look that up. How
But
many?
to bring it back to that, like, is this like lore that like is out of the books in the show? Because like, I
Yeah.
understand this. Like, I know that Oda likes to reveal stuff a lot, like on the internet. Like he likes to, like he draws little stuff. Like, oh, what happens if? I think it was him who drew this. Like, what happens if the Straw Hats don't achieve their goals? And it's like they get really fucking ugly as fuck. I'm not sure if that was him who drew those, but it was like something like, oh, if what if the characters don't achieve their goals versus what if they do?
No, when I'm talking about the lore, I'm talking about literally in universe lore.
No, no, I get that. I'm just saying, like, I think that also counts. So, like, including lore that like is outside of the books and anime. I'm not talking about like the art they draws, like the characters if they don't achieve their goals, but like, stuff like the Vivra cards, I think they're called, like where it actually shows that Yamato is actually a woman and not a man, because that's actually considered canon. The little like cards, I guess.
Right.
the ma-
All Viva cards are so in universe. Viva cards are something a little bit different. But in terms of what you're referring to, like the Viva cards that Oda and them draw, that's it's no different than just character bios. You pop on a video game and you go to the character, like the
Yeah,
the character screen. It'll give you a description like, oh, this character's born here, lived here. This is a date and birth. The Viva cards are literally no different than just a quick way to get familiar with a character. Viva cards in universe serve a different purpose. They're
yeah,
basically
I know. Yeah, they're like things that track down people.
right. Yeah, yeah. Every Viva card is tied to somebody's soul, and if you have their Viva card, you can use it to find their location at any time. And if your Viva card, how large it is directly linked to how alive you are. So once someone's Viva card burns out, like they're dead.
Well, it's funny because like there's a meme that I love seeing on the like it was a short I want to say on YouTube where it's like what if like Luffy was close to death, and it's just a meme of like, oh, Dragon going with Sabo, then it's like then that's a bot. Why are you showing that? But then it's like the One Piece, sorry, not One Piece, fucking Whitebeard pirate remnants come in to help. Then it's also like literally different groups from all around just coming to help Luffy because his Viva card is burning up. It's just a funny meme that I found like as a short.
Not familiar with that, but point is, One Piece is generational. It's incredible. Again, I just trying to speak objectively because it's not even in my top 10. But yeah, it is a beautiful.
I'm not
writing.
saying it's an incredible show. I just think like I don't know. I just prefer Bleach, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
that.
I'm still like, I want to say I haven't expanded to much anime yet. Like, I mostly watched shonen growing up, but then I got into like the fantasy and isekai genres and stuff. But let's get back to it.
It's like it's too many episodes, so you're like, I don't have that kind of time.
Like,
commitment.
which arc are you on? I'm on the New Testament.
Yeah.
It's like I don't have that kind of time commitment. Like I can't do this. This is, and then you get into it, and you're like, oh my god, it's so good.
Yes, we did it, One Piece fans.
It's the OG cult in Japan.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
it's like the most popular cult.
Yeah.
I have people now in my fan base that just like don't know me for politics, but just like listen to me talk about One Piece because like I have thousands of fan channels on YouTube.
I'm sorry, I don't believe this. I don't believe anyone's coming to Hasan for fucking One Piece.
I do.
Shit.
When I did a video dunking on, I think it was this exact situation. I had people popping up my comments being like, "Yo, Hasan fan here, and I absolutely hate his politics." There's a difference between the people who are fans of Hasan for his politics and people who are fans of Hasan for his anime.
Well, like,
it's
when
like,
does he
they do
comment
exist.
on anime? Like, I don't like the. I mean, I guess I don't really watch his streams, but like, he doesn't do like non-political streams. Like, every stream of his has some form of politics. He might talk about fucking an anime for like a few minutes to like.
Well,
an
no,
hour
I
or
mean, he
something.
streams 8 to 10 hours a day. You can't stream 8 to 10 hours a day on just politics. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm all for dunking on Hasan, but we also got to be intellectually honest. Like, he talks about other stuff. It's just no one ever clips that or talks about that because it's so surface level and benign. And it of course, nothing he can say about anime will ever be as important as him saying things like, let's kill sitting senators. So, but yeah, no, he does talk about other stuff for various lengths of time. Not that gives him a pass.
All right.
Right? Like I don't have any IP or anything, so I'm like, whatever, let it ride. Who cares?
Yeah.
There's this one fan channel that made an edit about how I like used to talk shit about One Piece and I started watching it. And those videos independently, this channel's got like 10K subs or something, like nothing crazy.
Yeah.
That video got like 100,000 views on its own. And now he's just like detailing and documenting every single episode and every single arc that I like summarize basically as I'm watching it. And like there is a fan base for that.
Oh,
people
yeah.
love One Piece. And
Yeah.
they're obsessed with everything.
Which is a very political anime, Connor.
That's okay.
Here
It
we
is a
go.
very political
What?
anime.
He told me One Piece is very political.
Yes.
What aspect?
Oh my God, yes, I love this. Okay. This is gonna piss off everybody, but I'm so right about this, even though like I'm
Okay.
like, okay, first of all, every single arc, well, other than like the first couple of arcs, every single arc quite literally details like leftist politics, which I think Oda is. Oda is 100%. Oda is
By the way, saying Oda is leftist while showing like I mean, I'm not sure if like he's obviously coming from this.
Oda has never made commentary on.
No, I understand that. Coming from him in this situation though, right? He brings this up from I think a American point of view because that's all he knows, I think. I know he lived in Japan for a little bit. I don't know if he got into politics there or not, but I'm bringing this up because it's funny because how he portrays like I think it's Kamabaka Kingdom. Like it's funny because those are what like most people consider the trans island, and it's so funny because how he portrays them, which like to anyone in the left in America would seem like he's making fun of them.
It's an island of effectively transvestites, like straight up Rocky Horror Picture Show stuff. Like it's very much done for comedy. It's very much done for a joke. But yeah, I mean it's. Look, I've looked into trying to find any comment from Oda in terms of his politics, and like most manga,
I think he's doing the correct way. Keep politics out of it, you know?
Right.
It's just like I don't understand where Hasan is coming from. Where you can like, there's no indication that he's anything like a leftist or right leaning or whatever.
Well, I think this goes back to what I was saying earlier about, Hasan is obviously led by his ideology, first and foremost. So he's going to generally see that in anything that he looks into because he's steeped in his own, worldview to where that's what he's going to see in everything, whether it's there inherently or not. He will find a way
Right.
to make
I
it
agree with
better.
that completely.
Now, I do got to ask you a question, Leon, because Google told me one thing, but I don't believe it. Did Oda come out and say, you remember the twins from, or not the twins, but the siblings from Wano, the white beard pirate, and then the other like sibling that like are they? Because I looked up and it said that Oda came out and said that they were actually like, I guess, gender queer, like trans characters. Although
I
I'm
haven't
not.
heard that. I don't know if it's true or not. I haven't heard that. And if they are, I'm not even sure what characters you're referring to. There's so goddamn many, so that it's not like they're
I'm
even
talking
made.
the white beard pirate who wears like the makeup and stuff, and his sibling or her sibling, whatever the fuck.
Let me look up these characters real quick. One sec.
So it's like because like they're both like cross dressing, but I'm not sure if it's like because like they were cross dressing since they were young when they were poor and Odin took them in.
I mean, the only siblings in line with Whitebeard are the Dalkavan brothers. That's from what
No,
I'm seeing.
one of them is a whitebeard pirate, the other was a retainer of Odin. Well, actually, they're both retainers, but one left to join the Whitebeard Pirates at the same time as Odin.
Yeah, not that I'm aware of. I mean, yeah, not that I'm aware of.
Okay, I just wanted to double check if you knew or not because I got into a little discussion about that a while ago, and I actually wanted like I never saw a precise tweet, but Google AI is often wrong. It told me that he did comment on them actually being like trans. Unlike Yamato, who he confirmed is a woman, but let's get
100%
back
a
to it.
leftist, first of all. He has a Che Guevara photo in his studio. 100% look it up. Established fact. I have assets. I can pull it up.
Wait, is this his studio?
Yeah, that's Oda's studio. Yeah.
Are we? I feel like that might be edited. Like, can you
No,
really?
it's been confirmed real. But like, he's got a Che Guevara photo in his studio. That's to me, that's not
These
indicative of
guns.
Yeah,
especially if, like, oh, Che Guevara was a left. Oh, okay, he was.
it could
You
be
mean
there
he
for a
was?
variety of reasons.
Yeah, well, not only that, like the left can try and claim Che Guevara all they want. The left is also super pro-gay, and guess what? Che Guevara, focused on family values, and he hated the gays, and killed gay people for being gay. And like, I'm wrong. I'm never gonna be a fan of communists, and he's a fucking communist loser. Che Guevara is, but by by all accounts, he has more and that's what I mean by modern left-right standards and whatnot. By today's standards, he has more in common with the right than the left. That's why trying to boil things down to this modern day left-right paradigm doesn't work because
Well, Hasan is so stupid that he compares the Middle East being gendered like fucking like progressive because they force guys who are gay to be trans there, I guess. And like
right.
that's like him saying that, oh, they're so inclusive. No, they're not. That's fucked up.
Yeah, it sounds retarded.
All right.
To be fair, yes.
I mean, also, do you see where my mouse is on? Yeah, you see it. Are these supposed to be like guns or like what are these?
Yeah, they're guns.
Okay, I didn't know if you could have guns in Japan.
I mean, they're probably model guns or they're decommissioned. I'd wager a guess.
Okay.
Fact. I have assets. I can pull it up.
I got the receipts.
Show. I want to see.
I can pull this up. Okay,
all
hold
right,
on.
all right,
What
Okay.
else? What else? What else? is
Okay,
there?
so that's number one. Number two, which arc are you on? I don't want to like spoil anything.
He's
I
Thriller
just
Bark.
finished. I just
Thriller Bark.
finished,
Thriller Bark.
Dude, wait.
Water 7.
This came out Water 7. Wait, he said Water 7. So he's on Thriller Bark? Dude, this came out like 2 years ago. There was like fucking 400.
Yeah, this controversy is very old.
I know that, but like 2 years ago, I'm pretty sure it was like the anime at least was up until like fucking, or at least on Wano, I'm pretty sure, or Whole Cake Island or something.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
dude,
I mean,
how far behind are you? You're an anime
One Piece has
podcast.
been- yeah, but One Piece has been airing since 2001. I mean, if you're not watching it weekly, I mean, not everyone can watch every anime. So,
No, I
especially
get that, but like,
and Connor didn't get his start as an anime YouTuber. He actually didn't watch anime almost at all until so Connor's whole thing was he's he was a voice actor, but he was a voice actor for doing things like
Is this the
audio
Connor
books.
who's friends with what's it called? The VTuber? Or is this a different one? The Iron
I
Mouse,
mean,
I think.
yeah. This is the same Connor.
Okay.
But anyways, he was a voice actor, but he would do things like commercial dubbing and audio books and whatnot. So the reason he blew up in the anime community is he was doing this. He did this series where he was rating voice acting, how well it's done, the whole nine. And there was so people would send him clips, and they sent him a lot of anime clips, and he wasn't really an anime fan, so he just got into watching anime because his audience kept sending him anime clips to review in terms of the quality of voice acting. So yeah, he's very new to anime in general.
Well, quality in what way? Because I feel like a lot of dub is dog shit. Like, does he mean the Japanese quality? Like when he got into it, or
No, yeah, he's a voice actor that does commercial work and overdubbing and stuff like that. But I mean, yeah, I would imagine it was the stuff in English because he's got to understand it to be able to rank it. But that's, I mean, the whole idea that dub is inherently better. Well,
I'm
that's
not
false.
saying it's inherently bad. Like, I've got to say, like, one of my favorite lines in all of fucking anime is the suicide charge done by the leader of the, what was it, the scout regiment at the time, where he's like suicide charging the hairy titan one, the shifter. And like he goes, like, the speech he gives as they're like charging it to their death.
Talking about the blonde Captain America looking guy.
Yeah, that guy. He was like, that speech is actually really good voice acting. I love it.
There's a lot of most dub voice acting is fine. People are just peers. I mean, as someone who does mostly watch anime in Japanese, it's like the whole dub or something is retarded.
I think there's
There's
valid,
some bad Japanese dubs because just like in America, we have bad actors. Japan has bad actors as well. So you got bad voice actors in Japan.
I
The
think
thing
there's
is,
some
people can't
validity
tell.
to it. I say there's some validity to it because because like the whole thing is like with like the localization in America, or
If
at
that's not
least
acting, that's localized, and that's different.
no, I
If,
know, but you still would prefer the original Japanese with subtitles unless they do the
no, but again,
subtitles and
we're talking about
localization too.
That's yeah. First of all, subtitles are localized, but that's the
Okay,
point.
I
Is
didn't know that.
we're talking about the quality of acting here. Like like you can get a plus actor like Denzel Washington. Someone puts him in his shit lib lefty script. Is the script going to be bad? Sure, but his acting when he's performing the scene could still be A plus, grade A acting. So
I
like,
feel like it does inspire the like if it's bad script, I feel like it inspires like a bad like time like
no, there's plenty of bad movies that have great acting. I mean, let's see, what's a movie that came out relatively recently? Like, take Fantastic Four for example. There's nothing egregious about Johnny Storm's acting, or even the female female Silver Surfer or whatnot. All their acting was just fine. Purple I mean, the movie may have sucked, but yeah, no, there's a lot of bad movies out there that have good acting. There's a lot of good movies that have bad acting. Star Wars is great, but it's known for having some of the most wooden acting in fucking history.
especially the prequels, but I still prefer the prequels over the fucking sequels any day. All right, let's get back to it.
Yeah.
Okay. So Thriller Bark kind of sucks. I'm sorry to hear that. That's
Yeah,
like
it
the ending is great, but like everything else is kind of mid.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
I don't know if I agree with that. Thriller Bark, it might not be a Marineford level arc, but like it was still high up there for me because I thought like it was interesting. This is the I think first this is the first like what are they called, the warlord after Crocodile that I think once again this is like the first warlord they actually beat after Crocodile, and Crocodile was done by just Luffy, but he needed his whole crew to take out fucking what's it called.
I think Thriller Bark is one of the worst. It's good. One Piece doesn't have any bad arcs, but it's one of the worst arcs. I think it's one of the most horribly paced arcs, and pacing is very important when writing a story. So
I
mean,
think
yeah,
it's interesting.
Thriller
Like they reference Thriller Bark in Wano when like they're getting attacked by the like giant like creatures that what's it called? What's the guy's name? Kaido like has under his leash, you know, the like sub like intelligent like giant creatures that I think Oars was a part of.
Yeah. Oars and his brother, Little Oars, I believe is his name or whatnot, are referenced in Hokkaido arc. Yeah.
Yeah, like, and it's like it's called back to when like they couldn't defeat Oars, but like fast forward to this and Luffy can solo something as powerful as Oars, like and it's just as big and shit. So I feel like that was like also it was weird because we never saw like this race of being like the like giant fucking not giant giants, but like the like giant devil looking like race of whatever the fuck they are, you know. I'm not sure if they have a name for their
They're literally called
species.
giants. Like, in One Piece, giants are a race. So yeah, they're just literally called giants.
No, I'm talking about like the demon looking ones though, not like regular giants. You know, like
Oh, well,
oars and stuff.
Right, but like in One Piece, that's another thing that makes the world building so good is that you've got aspects like things like that just they
Don't
don't
have
they're
names.
well, it's not they don't have names. It's just that they're so already entrenched in the world and whatnot that the history, like whether a giant looks human or looks demon or whatnot, it's still just a giant. It's just different sects of the same race. Sects, sects, sects. I don't know if that came out
Yeah.
proper or not.
I just think it was interesting because when I was first watching Wano, I really enjoyed the callback to Oars. How like I said, they couldn't defeat Oars solo with just Luffy. They needed everyone, including an overpowered Luffy with like the power of like fucking whatever the fuck they were, like the shadows they stole.
But
But
the Wano arc's one of my favorites. I love the Wano arc.
but those doesn't that have bad pacing too? Like I feel like nothing happens in like several episodes.
The anime has rough pacing because of the filler and stuff. The manga has much better pacing, but also a lot of Wano is backstory and history, which I love that sort of shit. I love when they go, oh, here's what happened 50 years ago and spend 10 episodes on 50 years of past and history and whatnot. So yeah, no, I don't think Wano arc's pacing is bad, especially if you're watching weekly, but that's just me.
All right. I mean, I enjoyed both Wano and Thriller Bark, but I definitely feel like Wano was better.
Because what comes after is so good.
Everyone says this.
Okay.
I'm tired of
He's
it.
right. He's right, though.
It's
He's
so
right.
good. It's so fucking
Hold up, let him
good.
cook. Let him cook.
So,
let him cook.
But that means you watch Alabaster, right?
Yeah.
Which is definitely political, but like not as aggressively. But it's about like resource deprivation, things like that. But then Skypiea, which again maybe a little bit too long as an arc, is quite literally about like indigenous populations being removed from their land and like violently trying to find autonomy and emancipation through violent means directly against like an enemy that is.
Dude, I'm not sure if he's should I let it play a bit more? Like, is this is so dumb. Like,
Well, what he's saying, it goes back to what John was saying. If you look for your ideology in it, you'll find it. Are these themes there? Yes. Is that
the
inherently
Scythians
leftist?
never
No.
revolted. It was Luffy who was fighting Enel.
Right, but Luffy's whole thing is like giving them the courage to try and take their land back and stuff like that. But the point is like, if what's a good example? If we want to use, let's say we want to use real world politics, it's like, oh, they were driven from their land, and that's it's about the struggles of the indigenous people. Yeah, okay. Guess who drove the Native Americans from their land in U.S. history? Andrew Jackson. What did Andrew Jackson do? He was the founder of the Democratic Party. Like, so you could say that's an anti-left belief if you want to try and use real world politics. He's cherry picking ideas to fit his ideology. Is what I'm getting at.
I also think he said that they were fight. I think I might need to rewind, but they were fighting for their fucking thing. They weren't fighting at all. They were leaving. They were leaving in exile to go to the regular sea. Like, they weren't trying to stay. They were powerless. Meanwhile, Luffy saved them and stopped them from having to escape.
Right.
So the idea that they were fighting themselves is dumb, and I might have misheard them. That's a very girly looking water ball. All right.
Much more powerful than them.
Right.
That is like, that's like a land back movement, which is inherently very political, very leftist.
I feel like I watched a different. I read it.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to describe this to him. He's like, "What are you talking about?" It's
I was
about
like, man, I saw funny gum man.
Yeah.
kill
No,
bad
One
guy.
Piece is about having fun with your friends and being free.
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
I mean, first of all,
that is exactly it, though. Luffy's entire thing is freedom.
Right, but liberals and especially leftists and people who believe in communists and communism will argue that that is freedom. Like, oh, well, if the state gives you everything, then you're free to do what you want because the state provides everything. They think of freedom as an act of just being
Well, if
able.
we even take this back like a few years ago during COVID, they weren't about freedom then. Oh no, they were about freedom, but protesting instead of church activities.
Hold on. You're twisting history. They, in their minds, yes, they were, because their mentality was and frankly still is, if there's people out there that aren't getting vaccinated and aren't wearing masks and whatnot, then that is hurting our freedom to live healthy lives. Now, are they full of shit? Absolutely, but you have to understand how. If you want to fight against this sort of stuff, you have to understand how their dumbass shit lib mind works. And in their dumbass shit lib mind, they think that they are pro freedom to have the government force people to wear masks and force people to get jabs because they should have the freedom to live in a world where they're not going to run the risk of getting sick.
Right, and that's kind of the conceit of these people that believe in various forms of statism. When you ascribe to that, you are becoming state property, and you are losing the semblance of individuality and freedom and liberty. And so it's completely antithetical to their assertion that, oh, if we go and just do these things, then life will be so much better. Not even seeing the cognitive dissonance of their own reasoning, because those are just completely diametrically opposed kind of concepts. But because their feelings are more important than actual discernment and rational logic, they'll sit here and say, my right to exist is more important than your right to make decisions.
Exactly. Right. Yeah, John hit the nail on the head. So that's why he can come up. That's why Hasan come up with these dumbass ideas of how One Piece is leftist, because he's looking at a very collectivist idea of fake freedom.
Well, when I brought up like the fucking protests, I meant like you were allowed to protest because that's your God-given right, but then you're also not allowed to go to church like at all at the same time. Like it's like both like it's
Well,
both.
no, you're not wrong, and that's what happened. But you're not looking into the psychology of why these fucking retarded leftists think that they are fighting for freedom when they do shit like that, and that's the important part to understand.
Also, what do you mean, girly? Are you? I thought you were talking about someone on the panel, but are you talking
Oh
about?
no, she's talking about them. She's talking about the guys in the video.
I don't know. They're like waifu cups. I would buy some of these. Alright, I'm not ashamed to admit it.
No, it's all right. Hey, man.
I mean, like some of their fucking shit on the shelves are cool too. Like they have.
You also have to remember that Toasty is a pretty girly girl herself in certain ways. So if she's saying they're girly cups, it might just be that she actually likes them. So.
Oh, they got like Nico Robin next to the play button. Yeah, they. What also the Funko Pops? I hate Funko Pops. Literally the shittiest collectible ever. My brother loves collecting them because he has like the entire set of Venomized cups. Not cups. What's it called? What are they called? The Funko Pop the Funko Pop like Venomized collection for Marvel. He wanted to collect them all, and he has a shit ton of them. But like, I can't stand Funko Pops.
I'm not really for or against. I don't pay money for them. There's people out there who get them. It's whatever.
Yeah, like if people give them to me as a gift, I'm down. Every now and again, there'll be some sort of limited edition one for a franchise I like. Like, oh, this is a Dragon Ball one that's only at New York Comic Con. It's like, well, I'd like to have that because I collect Dragon Ball stuff.
I think the problem is a lot of people who I would consider tourists, like instead of collecting the actual Japanese memorabilia, collect these shitty Americanized Funko Pop bullshit. Like, I feel like when it comes to like the tourist section, like shit like YouTube and stuff, when it comes to anime, like a lot of them like there's a meme that's like, oh, if you collect Funko Pops, you're just a tourist.
Yeah, I like that yeah, just collecting Funko Pops in general makes you a tourist. I mean, I've got a giant Shinron Funko Pop sitting behind me again.
I'm not saying it always is.
No, I know you're
like,
not saying that. I'm just speaking just as a generality.
Yeah. All right. How long we get? Oh, 4 minutes.
Luffy
Get this.
is a terrorist. I mean, he is. He is. I mean, he literally is.
I mean, he's not wrong, but like,
Yeah, he is. Luffy's not a terrorist.
to the world government, he is.
No. So this word sounds wrong. Do you know the definition of terrorism?
Maybe not. I guess not.
Yeah.
I just
Terrorism is state sponsored, so it's
Well, I mean, not only that. So the terrorism, you have to be trying to achieve political status through means of crime, fear, or terror. Luffy is not doing anything to achieve a political status. He's not doing anything to change politics or whatnot. Now, the acts of he is a criminal, yes, and the acts of crime he does is an affront to the government, but his motivation is not to use fear or terror to alter political discourse or regimes. So yeah, he doesn't actually meet the qualifications of being a terrorist. He would just be a criminal.
okay. I guess yeah. When you say it like that, yeah.
Yeah,
I just like when I think of like when I thought of like the terrorist angle, I thought of like when he shot the flag to like basically declare war on them.
So the definition is the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Luffy doesn't have any political aims. He is pursuing freedom.
You would agree that the what's it called, the Revolutionary Army are terrorists, though, right? Because they do have political aims.
Yes, the Revolutionary Army would be terrorists. Yeah, they'd be terrorists the same way that the rebels in Star Wars are technically terrorists against the Empire.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate that you're kind of right.
Yes,
I fucking hate that you're kind of right.
Yeah, he is a freedom fighter in the most like honorable sense of the word.
Yeah.
But no, I don't agree with this. Like Luffy does stuff like sometimes for like I guess you consider like when his friends are in danger or something like that. But half the time he does it because he's promised food and shit. Like he's not this stoic character. Like don't get me wrong, he is a bit stoic, but what I mean by that is he doesn't do stuff because it's the good thing to do. Sometimes he won't get involved unless he's specifically asked.
Yeah, so Luffy's core value, his ultimate core value, is freedom. He values freedom above everything else. That being said, he is not also he only goes out of his way to really for any sort of event, whether it be in Wano, whether it be Thrill Bark or whatnot, to achieve he and his friends' own goals, which are to get the One Piece or whatnot, and then he gets in these political scuffles or whatnot because of the value of freedom, and which is something that he his whole pursuit throughout the show is get freedom. He thinks if he can become the king of the pirates, that's the ultimate freedom. And so through his journeys to attain that goal, he oftentimes accidentally finds himself in other situations that align with his values of freedom.
Let's just get through this real fast because I just looked at the time and there's another video I wanted to cover about the Fallout show. So I mean, there I'll put it on 1.25 and
He's quite literally fighting against an unjustifiable, corrupt military apparatus that is like holding the entire world hostage, the world government and the Navy. He's literally killing cops. Like he's killing sea cops and motherfuckers are like, no.
Okay, well I hate how I know when he says cops, he's clearly trying to reference like fucking the US whole like, oh, cops are racist and this bullshit, I swear. Like fucking I just like I understand they are they're a military force, but like why bring cops are different. Like isn't there like a I'm not sure if the world government, if it's just Marines, if they have like a
they have what's called Cypher Pole, which is basically the you could draw an equivalent to like the international police here here in the world, like Interpol. Cyberpol is basically their version of Interpol, but also the idea that killing cops is inherently leftist is funny to me because take a look at New York City, where they had cops act as dogs of the state to enforce mask mandates. So what he would be referring to, if he was correct here, would be effectively be left on left violence.
Yeah.
Oh no, that's not politics. What do you mean? That's just like gum man having fun.
I mean, the thing is, like, I remember you saying this yesterday when we were having dinner, and I was just like,
I just like it's scum man having fun. I hate how dismissive that is. Like it literally is though. Like Luffy, like I mean, even when he's like when he's fighting someone, like especially when he unlocks Gear 5, he is literally just like laughing at. I understand like it's his all like power, but like it's funny. Like he's literally laughing the entire time. Like he doesn't like hate anyone really. Like he does hate certain people. Like I would say that he hates Doflamingo, but like even like after he sees like Crocodile again, he doesn't hate him. And like I understand he was on guard and impelled down with him, but like he actually works alongside him to free everyone from fucking the prison. Like he doesn't like I don't think he necessarily hates Crocodile anymore. Luffy doesn't hold grudges is what I'm trying to say, and like to act
Again, that's the element of freedom. Luffy just moves on.
I mean, I think with One Piece, just because of the art style and just the way things are, haha, funny rubber man. Yeah. Of course, you know, you can take it at that level, and it's still very, very interesting stories. But if you break down some of the stuff that happens, half of it is Luffy going up against a corrupt government or corrupt. Like, I mean, like,
bro, you need to start an.
They don't explain why. Like half the time he's drawn into it through some fucking circumstance, and other times it's because friends of his are asking him to get involved. They like fucking. It's like they think he's like this stoic character when he literally is just like I wouldn't say self importance, but like he very much is like doing it for him or his friends versus like just the general good.
Right. Well, I think ultimately what this really kind of just comes down to is trying to read things into works of fiction that have to be based on reality as it is here in contemporary times. It can just be that someone's telling a story, and will there be overlap to kind of events that happen, you know, as just the human experience? Yes, but to go and say that all this stuff is because of this stuff, that's a bit of a reach. It could just be that when you're telling stories, you have to include things that actually make the worlds more lived in, and you know, there's always going to be some kind of political component within a story, but that doesn't mean that it's actually trying to speak about where we live here in
Correct. Again, that it could just be literally universal truths that have existed about governments and versus citizenry throughout all of human history.